Hi everybody, my name is Ross.
And I'm Kristen.
And together we are Acorn to Oak Financial. We're going to take a bit of time to talk about something that you hear quite often in the financial services world, which is the difference between an average rate of return and an actual rate of return. A lot of people think that they're the same thing, but they are far from it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that there's as much conversation around the actual rate of return as there is the average. So the average is typically coming into people's conversations in space when they are looking at accumulating and compounding. And in real words, that just means when you're in the process of saving and adding regularly to your savings account and letting the returns grow on top of each other, hopefully to get you where you need to go for retirement.
So let's bring up a piece of software and we'll talk about this concept a little bit more in depth. If I share my screen for a second, and we can see here that, I've got a calculator here that'll help us to illustrate this concept to you. So, Kristen, if I was to say to you, if I was to give you an investment that could average 25% over the next 2 years, would you be quite happy with that?
I think I'd be quite happy with that. I would give you $100,000.
Okay, so let's take that $100,000 and put it in an investment, and in the first year, it made 25%. So we can see here that it grew to $125,000. And if we said over 2 years, the second year, we also made 25%. You can see that at the end of 2 years, we would have a total of $156,250. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
I like it. It sounds like I'm doing my compounding part, yes?
Perfectly. So let's look at another scenario.
So another way that we might get to a 25% average rate of return is to have a really great year in the first year. Let's earn 100% on our money in the first year.
Okay, so year one, we make 100%. And that grows to 200,000. So you doubled your money in year one.
So far, so good. But we all know that volatility in the market is a reality. So in the second year, let's have another year, and this time we have a loss of 50%. So it's a rough go this year.
A loss of 50%. Okay, so your 200,000, sorry, I have to make that a negative, minus 50%. So your 200,000 lost 100,000, and you're back to where you started. How is that?
And yet we've got an average rate of return of 25%. So we had 100% in the first year, we subtracted the 50% return in the second year. So we had a net return over 2 years of 50, but divided by 2 to get to the average is 25. So there's truth in the average, but the net return is, if I started with 100 and I ended with 100, my net return is 0. A very different actual return from the average story.
And there's a lot of factors that make up the net rate of return. It depends on the volatility, when it happens, and how much you've got invested in there over what length of period. And all of those factors will make up your actual net rate of return. So be very, very cautious if someone says to you that something's averaged X over a long period of time. Just because it's averaged that doesn't mean to say that's what you actually made.
One of the things we like to say with clients is, if the story ended here, what would you think? And so we'll leave you with that teaser. The story doesn't end here. We'd like to continue with some more videos with some of those concepts that Ross has pointed to, and just hopefully help you take a look and get an understanding about how your money really works in your world.
So we'll finish up here, and thanks for tuning in.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.